Yeah, good evening. Welcome to the Sports Bar. You just joined us. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy alongside me. We're asking Liverpool fans if Steven Gerrard should be in the dugout for the second leg next week. 03 717 22 33 Also discussing that 2-0 defeat. Arne Slot has been speaking about how his team hung in against a better team, but they've given themselves a fighting chance next week.
We were in survival mode for large parts of the game, but maybe also in the period of the season where we're in survival mode. So to try to say to find ways where we can try to make sure that their qualities are not seen that much, but that's really hard against this team, because last season over here we were in survival mode as well. But as I said, Paris Saint-Germain was the better team, but we didn't give up, and that's why we have a chance now still in this tie, because they kept us alive by not scoring a few open chances. And now we can bring the tie back to Anfield. Not unfortunately, but in between, there's still a very important game to be played for us against Fulham.
What do you make of that?
Well, he did eventually address that PSG helped them out. When he said they're in survival mode, that's not true. That's not true. Liverpool were not, blocking loads of shots, keeping... PSG ran at them at will. It almost felt like when they want to score the next goal, they will.
Yeah.
That's not been in survival mode. I've seen teams in survival mode where they've got to dig in and they battle away and they hang in there and they stop crosses. They stop those passes being played through. You don't see a lot of the ball, but you have to sit tight and compact. Don't let runners go in behind you. You're all together. That wasn't that. No. The reason they're in the tie got nothing to do with survival mode. Nothing at all. It's got to do with the fact that PSG were wasteful. And as I said, he's a lucky boy. They're still in it. He's right. They are still in it. Luis Enrique, and I'd love to hear what he's got to say. He must be furious that they have not got 3, 4, 5. Put the tie to bed.
Yeah.
And it's not. They're in it still. They're alive. He's right. They're still breathing somehow. But it's got nothing to do with survival mode.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. Let's go to Mark. He's a Liverpool fan. Mark.
Hello, lads. You okay?
I'm all right,
Mark.
Go on. What do you want to say?
Yeah, just I was at the pub watching the game tonight, and there were a number of people around me, Liverpool fans, and I've been a Liverpool fan for as long as I can remember, 50 years. Season ticket holder for 38 years. I'm fed up of hearing people say it's Slot's fault. Whilst I'm not fully 100% behind Slot and saying he's the guy to take us forward, I look at the players and I think, if you're not doing the basics, if you're not closing down, if you're not throwing yourself into challenges, if you're turning your back on shots and hanging your foot out, it shouldn't matter who your manager is. And I've just heard the guy come on there and say about Steven Gerrard, and you two say, yeah, why not throw Steven Gerrard in there? It'll make a difference. Why should that make a difference? Because if I've played football at a decent level, and it didn't matter who my manager was. I played for managers who didn't like me, and I didn't like them, and vice versa. It didn't matter when they went on the pitch.
Okay, but we're talking about the highest level here, Mark. We're talking about, the top level.
Jamie,
of course it matters. Of course it matters, Mark. Of course it matters. The managers... Of course it matters. That's why managers get sacked and a new manager comes in and you get a better manager.
Are you saying at the highest level it's okay for a player to give 100% for one manager and not for another manager?
Do you think the players are not giving 100%?
Yeah, I do.
I disagree with that. I think they're being poorly managed.
So do you think... So when you see Ryan Gravenberch turn his back on the shot for the first goal today that gets deflected in, he turns his back and hangs a foot out from 12 feet rather than throwing himself into a challenge or getting 2 foot in front of the player and in his face. Do you think he's doing his best? Do you think at the weekend when we concede the goal to Man City and Joe Gomez doesn't track 2 players in 3 different phases of a move, he's doing his best and giving 100%?
The players are going to make mistakes, right? I don't disagree with the fact
that... It's not mistakes. It's aptitude, application and attitude. It's not mistakes. I will watch my team all day, all night, and if players give their best...
You're happy to watch an Arne Slot team play 5 at the back, Mark?
That's a different question, but I will answer that question. So now you've raised it, I'll ask it. We got pumped at the weekend by Man City 4-0. if he goes out and plays the same team, the same formation, and we get beat 5-0 by PSG tonight, everyone says...
Well, you should have done tonight, by the way.
From a Man City game.
But let's have it right. That scoreline should have happened tonight. Okay? The 5 at the back.
So if they take their chances tonight, it should have been 3-0 at half time.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question, right? You're obviously a big football fan, right? But I tend to agree with Jamie, and I'll tell you why. You can see a team, especially your own team. You've watched Liverpool go from the slot team. So the Klopp team is the slot team. Previous caller made the point about what happened when AVB was manager at Chelsea and when Di Matteo came in, right? And you're saying managers shouldn't make a difference. Well, they do, because the players lost trust with AVB. They didn't believe in him. And what can sometimes look like a team, an individual, not giving 100%, that can come across, that can be sometimes misconstrued as someone not trying. But sometimes you don't believe and you don't feel comfortable in what the manager's asking you to do. And AVB left. And let me tell you, we won the Champions League that night. Di Matteo went back to basics. We had experienced players in that team. We had JT, Cech, Lampard, Didier, Ashley. And that team went from being pumped away at Napoli, could have been 4 or 5 on that day, by the way, pumped. We turned them over, and the belief that went through that side was a totally different team from one manager to the next. So it can happen. I've seen it.
I get that, Jace, but we've had 2 senior players come out recently. One is our captain in Van Dijk. The other one is our best player this season in Szoboszlai, who said they gave up at 1-0 down at Manchester City.
Yeah, I think
how do you address that?
Well, that's on the manager. If players are given, I didn't see one player.
No. That's on the players.
No,
they're on the pitch at the time.
Yeah,
the manager sat on his bum on the bench.
If the manager's not giving the team belief, Mark, if the manager's not giving these players belief tactically,
it's not belief, Jamie. It's not belief. The 2 players came out and said they gave up. They didn't say we didn't have belief. They didn't say we had the wrong players in the wrong positions. They didn't say we were playing the wrong tactics under a manager we don't believe in. They said, both of them,
that's a cop-out.
We gave up.
That's a cop-out. That's a cop-out.
It's
easy to sit there and go, we give up. It's easy to say that, but the reality of it is the manager is not setting this team up. The manager is not getting the best out of the players. Yes, they could be better. Van Dijk ain't been great. Kanate's been poor. Salah, we could, of course, there's that argument. But this team, this Liverpool team, is not playing at his potential with this manager. And tonight, again, they showed that again.
You blame the manager for that, yeah?
What?
You blame the manager for that?
Yes.
I think there has to come a point where the manager takes more responsibility. I just heard his press conference there. Now, that was uninspiring for me. Even the language and the rhetoric that he chose there, talking about PSG. And I go back. I mean, I was a huge fan of Liverpool when under Klopp, right? The best side for me in recent memory in the Premier League was that Klopp team. This Liverpool team is a shadow of that. You never saw players coming out saying they gave up under Klopp. Never saw that. Why? Why is that? Why did not one player ever come out and say that? Or you watched a performance from a Klopp team that you felt that might happen? It's on the manager. There has to be. He's been there long enough, in my opinion.
Well, he's been there 2 seasons and won the league in one of those 2 seasons.
Yeah,
so, Jamie, back to your point about when you say you blame the manager for the performances this season. Yeah. Do you credit the manager for winning the league last season?
Well, listen, I've said this on record. I didn't think that Liverpool side was great. Honestly, I didn't. I thought that Klopp team beats that team that Liverpool won the Premier League last season. That Liverpool team under Klopp wins the title by more points than Slot did. And I genuinely believe that.
How can that be? Because he had the team the previous season and didn't win the league.
Yeah, I mean, there were other teams around it, right, that failed to rock up. But that Slot team, you saying that, you trying to tell me with a straight face that Slot's Liverpool last year was better than any team that Klopp had?
They won the league.
No, answer the question.
But they won the league.
I know they won the league, but I know they won the league, but that doesn't mean that they're a best. That's not the best Liverpool side I've seen win the Premier League. The one under Klopp would have wiped the floor with that team.
I could go back 20, 30 years and tell you the best Liverpool team that's won the league. But the point is that if you're saying that the manager is responsible for the drop-off this season, he's the same manager who picked up the team the previous season and won the league.
Yeah, I know that, but the point I'm trying to say, and I'm going to say it once more, that Liverpool team last season was nowhere near as good as any side I saw under Klopp. Klopp was up against Man City that, you get to 98, 99 points and didn't win the title. That Klopp Liverpool,
seasons,
I've seen a Liverpool side finish second that's better than that team Liverpool won the title last season.
Yeah, it's back to my original point, which is the players shouldn't get off scot-free. So when two of your senior players come out and say, we gave up, that's nothing to do with the manager. That's personal pride, right? If you're on the pitch...
That's fair. You are right.
I hear what you're saying in there, Mark.
Right.
I get that. I understand what you're saying. But the buck stops with the manager. And this team is not... This manager, Arne Slot, is not getting the best out of this team. It's as simple as that.
And it does look like you're getting, over a period of time...
You're getting worse.
You are getting worse. I watched Liverpool play away at Forest. I keep saying this because I couldn't believe my eyes. You come away 1-0 winners, late goal. It's one of the most pathetic performances I've seen from a Liverpool team. Terrible, giving the ball away, no one trying, slow build-up. Who's that on? Who's the slow build-up, the passing around the back? No penetration, very little creativity. What do they do in midweek? What do they do Monday to Friday?
That's on the manager.
That's on the manager. But he has a point about the players.
Oh.
There has to be professional pride.
Yeah,
to come out and admit that they gave up, that's pretty shit.
I don't think they gave up tonight.
No, I didn't. Not tonight. He's talking about Man City.
No, but I don't. Tonight, they're out of depth. They're out of depth. They're outclassed by PSG.
Yeah, and there's no shame in that because they are a brilliant side. But this Liverpool. This has been coming. That could have been 5. I keep saying it, mate. They got away with murder tonight, Liverpool. They really did. It flattered them, Liverpool.
Yeah. All right, keep your calls coming in, Liverpool fans. Would you take?
Where's 100% Mark? Where is that? Little coward.
Don't fancy it, mate.
He's bottled it again.
He's bottled it.
100% coward.
Yeah, he's bottled it. Would you want Gerrard in the dugout for the game next week? Keep your calls coming in on the Sports Bar 03 717 22 3344. But first, let's take a look at the latest odds with TalkSport Bet.
Bring it on with TalkSport Bet. From weekly broadcast boosts to lucky dips and brilliant bet builders, bring it on at TalkSportBet.com. 18+ gambleaware.org.
Yeah, TalkSport Bet ambassador Ryan joins us. All right, Rhino?
Evening, lads. How you both doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Look, I'm going to get straight into it because we've got loads of Liverpool calls. Yep. But we have got big games tomorrow night as well. Bologna versus Villa, Europa League. What's the odds?
Yeah, anyone who needs refreshing, Villa fans certainly won't for sure, but they've won 9 out of 10 games in the Europa League this season. Villa slowly just going about their business, and they've got the best in the business in the dugout, haven't they, in Unai? You're always going to back him in this competition. So in short, Jay, Villa are favourites for this one, despite being away from home. They're 5-4. You look at Bologna, 85-40. That's fluctuating a little bit, but it's probably going to stay in and around that region. The draw's 23-10. So it's where do you go with this one? You still get a bit back on Villa. So if you just think Villa, now this is one of the the few games where you can probably just go for Villa straight up. But if you want to get a bit creative, Villa and both teams to score, that's been boosted to 19-5. The international break works for you or against you. Villa are one of those teams that haven't kicked a ball in ages. So if you think it will go for them, both teams to score in Villa is 19-5. Tammy anytime is 9-4 as well. Or Watkins 2 shots on target is 8-5. You can also tie them into a Villa, Forest and Palace treble, which is 13-1. But it's worth saying Forest have Porto, which is why it's going to boost that price up. But you can back all the English sides at 13-1 there as well. But Villa favourites.
More Italian opposition for a Premier League side. Palace take on Fiorentina. This side, time in the Conference League.
I know, yeah. One thing's for sure, Fiorentina fans, they'll all be outside the Redwood, won't they? Getting ready for this one. They have been all season, the away fans. Fair play to them. And it's because Palace have been navigating their way through this European competition. They're unbeaten in 4 now across all comps as well. So they're kind of coming out of this slump. Fiorentina, yes, they're an established European club, but they're 15th in their league right now, Cundy. So it's one of them. Palace will fancy themselves. Okay. And it's why TalkSport Bet are odds on. They're TalkSport Palace are odds on. They're 13-20 with TalkSport Bet. I mean, that's pretty sizable. You look at Fiorentina as big as 4-1. I personally think that might be a little bit too generous because, I mean, we see the Palace week in, week out, but it's one of those, and the draw's 27-10. So, yeah, I'm tilting towards that might be a bit of a generous price, and that's why my outside bet is going to be 1-up early payout. TalkSport bet will pay out if Fiorentina go 1-up, and they'll pay out at 29-20, Cundy. That's what they would do. And we know TalkSport bet will pay out because they paid out on Spurs to go down already. So we know they do that. And to win at home and both teams to score is 29-10 if you want the Palace. If you want the Palace bias. And Sarr is 7-5 anytime for your bet builders. He scored twice in that round of 16 tied, 2 huge goals. He's the bright spark in the squad. So if there is Palace bias things there in and amongst it, but my outside bet will be Fiorentina 1-up early payout at 29-20. Sorry, Palace fans, but that's just how I'm feeling. Palace look like a side who've been navigating this competition, kind of feeling their way through it.
Okay. All right, Rhino, thank you.
Cheers, Rhino.
Cheers, lads.
All right, reminder, both of the English sides are in action tomorrow night live on TalkSport. That was a look at the latest odds. Thanks for TalkSport Bet. Terms and conditions apply. 18+, gambler.org.
Bring it on with TalkSport Bet. From weekly broadcast boosts to lucky dips and brilliant bet builders, bring it on at TalkSportBet.com. 18+ gamblerware.org.
Just on that previous caller about the managers, you and I were discussing it in the break. Man United fans will probably listen to this and say, what about what Carrick's done since he's come in?
Yeah.
He's gone back to basics. He's not ripped up the rule book. He's not brought in these massive new ideas, played the best players, the best positions, and he's got the crowd on side, he's got the players on side. Sometimes that's what you need. The more I think about the Steven Gerrard shout, the more it becomes appealing.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to know what most Liverpool fans think.
Well, we've got one. Let's go to John. He's a Liverpool fan. John,
wait.
Hello.
All right, John.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good. Just talking about Steven Gerrard. Is it getting to the point where it ain't actually a bad shout getting him in?
I'm 100% behind getting Gerrard in now. I think if you look the things the last couple of callers were saying, I mean, the last guy was saying it's got nothing to do with the manager. If it's got nothing to do with the manager, we may as well get Maureen in from the tea room. I mean,
good manager, Maureen.
She knows
Don't
what
knock
she's
Maureen,
doing,
mate.
Maureen. Don't knock Maureen.
But of course, it's got something to do with the manager. And yes, the players need to take more responsibility. Yes, they've been bad, but ultimately, it comes down to the manager. And I tell you, since last year when we lost against PSG, from that point onwards, we've not been great. We kind of stuttered over the finishing line. Slot deserved extra time for winning the league and doing so well. Yeah, but that time is up now. The other guy saying you've got to let him breathe. The players can't. The players are suffocating. We're just not. We're not. We are not playing like Liverpool FC. And how long do you want to leave it? We've won one game in our last 6.
I think they should have got rid of him a month ago. I said it. I said it a month ago. Liverpool still had the opportunity to have a great season. They had the FA Cup, you got Champions League, and you're fighting for top 4. You're out of the FA Cup, got pumped by Man City. You never looked like winning that game. And then, tonight against PSG, you've been outclassed. I don't know if it's like maybe just something different, like desperate measure, a new face. And, look, for me, I look at Liverpool and I look at the players and I go, they're not playing for this, man. They don't believe in what he's doing and tactically and how he sets the team up and the way they want to play. This team, a lot of these players, they're used to playing rock and roll, high press, tempo, a bit like PSG. Yeah. And now I'm looking at going, this manager ain't that. He's not that manager. So why not get Steven Gerrard in? I know it's a quick turnaround, but I just think they need a miracle, right? They got a miracle. Jay said it. They had a miracle tonight, not getting beat 5-0. It's only 2. So, you need another miracle. I don't think Arne Slot can produce that miracle. Steven Gerrard, just because it's Steven Gerrard, might be able to produce that moment. Under the lights at Liverpool, Steven Gerrard walking out with his team.
He's played in those nights at Anfield.
Of course he has.
It does. I know it sounds desperate, it sounds ridiculous, but the more you think about it, it makes if Liverpool feel their season is not going to improve in the Champions League or the Premier League, why wait? I don't get. Make a decision.
Can Steven Gerrard make them any worse?
No, I don't think he can. No,
I don't think he can.
If
anything, he makes them better.
If you're a PSG player, right, or fan, you see you've made a move and they've gone to Steven Gerrard, you might think, it's going to be a bit harder than we thought it would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they still got to perform, the players, by the way, because some of them, the previous callers, right, they have been well off it. They've got to take some responsibility.
Yeah, but the manager's been miles off it. Let's go to Ben. He's a Liverpool fan. Ben.
Right, Benny boy.
Hello.
All right, Ben.
Right, Ben.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, Ben. Go on, what do you want to say?
I've listened to since the start, and I'll tell you what, some people are absolutely talking waffle, especially that Harry matey. We have not been the same team since Jurgen Klopp. We haven't. It's obvious. You can see it on the pitch.
Yeah.
How are we getting pumped 2-0 in the Champions League, thinking we're going to come home and we're going to beat them? We're not. They're the best team in Europe. We proved it last year. We are well off it. We're not. We might get one back. PSG will always score, no matter what.
Yeah, I hear you. Ben, listen, I agree with you. Right, I totally agree with you. But Liverpool are Champions League royalty. Liverpool should not be a team that turns up trying to nick a draw at PSG. Like, I just don't believe that's ever the case. You'd never see Real Madrid doing that. You'd never see Barcelona do that. You wouldn't see Bayern Munich do that. Why would Liverpool do that? Like, I don't get it. I understand PSG are a good side. You don't go there and play five at the back that you've never played before and try and nick a result and then don't have a shot on target and look like you're going to get pumped anyway.
Nah, the thing is that you've got to see it is like we've lost tonight. If I was a Fulham fan going into the weekend, I think, all right, that's 3 points there. I would. I mean, you've gone in playing a back five. What you can play at the weekend? Back to a back four?
Well, he has
What's
to.
the point?
He has to. He can't play.
He cannot go there again.
He can't.
Like I said, when he made 4 subs, I think on 78 minutes, I thought he's going to make a shape change here. You look and you're thinking, they're still playing.
But as a manager as well, though, if you make a shape change, you're admitting you got it wrong.
Well, the scoreline tells you got it wrong. I think sometimes you've got to, what was it, 78 minutes, 12 left. Can we get something out of this game? Can we change the course of this game? Or are we sleepwalking into a 3-0, a 4-0? Because that's what was going on.
Well, it should have been.
Yeah.
God, yeah. I think the thing is as well, after the weekend against City, obviously Van Dijk submitted, he came out, he said, we've given up and stuff like that. Salah had a penalty, he missed it. Last time that happened, Steven Gerrard missed and bloody thing got sacked. Do you know?
Look,
where do we go from there?
Well, I genuinely don't believe that Steven Gerrard is a stupid shout. I don't.
The more you think about it, where Liverpool are, what they've been through, the last 6 months of their performance have deteriorated. The players tonight don't believe
His manager's so negative. His interviews, everything, the ones before, the ones after. He's so negative all the time. Get Gerrard in there.
I don't
Give him
think
a lift.
Yeah, I agree. If
they might miss out on Champions League football.
Well, right now they're sleepwalking into that. That's and if anyone that makes a decision, Liverpool genuinely feels that things aren't going to get better, I don't see why you keep the status quo. I just don't.
All right, keep your calls coming in. You want to have your say on that? 03 717 22 3344. Yeah, this is the Sports Bar and Talk Sport. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. You're going to be joined by European football expert Kevin Hatchard. But first, let's hear more from Liverpool manager Arne Slot now. He's been speaking about dropping Mo Salah in that PSG loss.
I think in the last part of the game it was more about surviving for us than there was ever a chance that we could score. Yeah, you never know, because last season we scored 5 minutes before the end. Harvey Elliott when I took Mo off. But I don't think I think this was a 20-25 minutes where we were only defending. And Mo has so much qualities, but for Mo to be 20-25 minutes defending inside his own box, I think it's better for him to save his energy for a lot of games that are coming up in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, let's go to Vanessa, who's a Liverpool fan. All right, Vanessa?
All right, Ness.
Hiya.
Hello.
Vanessa, what do you make of that?
Not a good result. I don't understand it. Why take Mo and not play him at all?
Well,
I can't understand. He took him all the way to Turkey and did not even play, but it is good to see Isaac back.
Yes, it is. Yes, I suppose from a Liverpool point of view. But
his face was not happy.
Whose face?
Mo Salah's, because he didn't play him at all.
No.
As I said earlier, I'm looking at the shape of the team. I can't find a place for Salah in the team.
He's not as good as he used to be.
No, but here's the question then. So would you have started him, Ness?
Yes.
Okay. Who do you drop?
Gomez.
Who's?
Joe Gomez, drop him.
No, but you can't. Yeah, but you can't. You're playing a 3 or 5 at the back. You can't. Mo Salah can't play at centre half.
No, that's true. No.
I mean, if you play a 4, then you can find a place for Mo.
No, mate. Mo Salah at the back. You know, a bit of pace. Might have been able to deal with him.
Do you think so?
Yeah, the old counter-attack.
Has Ness got it right?
I don't know. Vanessa's not far off there, you know.
Imagine Mo Salah alongside Van Dijk.
It would have, you know, would have been able to deal with Doué.
It's on the left side.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right, Ness.
Maybe it's not the worst shout.
We are going to get battered by them.
Well,
on Tuesday night, we have no. I hate to say it.
Well,
we've got no chance next week. Not the way we've been playing lately.
Ness, I'm guessing you start Mo against PSG on next Tuesday, yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you playing him?
Yeah, definitely.
Where are you playing him? Not
We
centre
need
half.
him.
Where are you playing him? Out wide right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we've got Fulham on Saturday as well. Plus, we've got the derby coming up. So, I need to just think hard now. Who is he going to play? I know we didn't have much training time because of the FA Cup defeat.
Yeah.
They just switched off.
I don't think Arne Slot knows how to get a result out of this team. I don't think he
No,
knows.
that's
I don't think he knows what his best team is. I don't think he knows who he can rely on.
Okay.
He puts a team out. He doesn't know what he's going to get.
Right. If that's true, and there are evidence to suggest that there's, because of what we've seen, recent results and performances, the players know it.
Yeah.
The players will feel that. That's, you know, you've got to have belief in your manager. That's the one thing that Klopp got. Klopp got every single player would run through a brick wall for him. They genuinely believed in everything he said to them.
Yeah.
And that's where you get performances, heroic performances like against Barcelona that time.
Yeah.
You're not getting that performance under Slot. I can't see it coming.
No, I don't. I don't see it. All right, let's go to Ross, who's a Liverpool fan. All right, Ross.
All right, Ross.
Evening, gents. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, all right, Ross. What's going on with Arne Slot? I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I've kind of had enough of it.
Is it ridiculous to phone Klopp?
To be honest with you, lads, I think I've been listening to a few things tonight. I think it's just done. I think he's just had his day. It's as simple as that. The players look like they're disgruntled on the pitch. They don't understand, his philosophy, his style. If you have a look at just the position Szoboszlai alone has played this season for us, he's been all over the pitch. He's clutching at straws. I mean, to go to PSG tonight, like Jamie said, and I massively agree with this, if you're going to try out that system, you don't do it in the Champions League. Not when things are going well with 6-time winners, and then to turn up tonight and play that system he did. When all he's moaned about this season is players spending time on the floor and delaying the game, etc., etc.
Yeah.
He's actually come out all year and said, right, all right, PSG, they play, and that's what we like. We like to be match for match, like for like. That wasn't that tonight. 17% possession in the first half. They looked lost, mate. They were taking a corner and arguing with each other. The pointing, you should be having him, or you should be having him.
Like all I saw from Liverpool was like long throws, Van Dijk going up. I'm thinking, this is not Liverpool. Champions League, Liverpool. This is what I'm watching. I couldn't believe it.
It's mental, mate. Honestly, now, I mean, all season we've kind of been giving him the benefit of the doubt because obviously we won the league last year, which was amazing. I do agree with Cundy. It was by far not the best Liverpool team. I think some of the performances were woeful. I think since he's slowly transitioned his philosophy onto that team and it's dejected from the energy Jurgen Klopp's team had, it's just gone worse and worse and worse. It's gone slow, the clueless. The players look dejected. I think Gerrard has to come in. I think he comes in now. Yeah. I don't think they wait. I don't think they'll beat Fulham. I don't think it actually matters. With the greatest respect in the world, I don't think PSG they should have been about 7 or 8 tonight. Their finishing wasn't as to what they could do. I don't think it matters. Yeah, that's it. I don't think it matters, to be honest with you, gents, on who we play at the moment. I think they have to change the manager, bring the fan base back. And I'll just make this final point of you, gents, because you've been there, you've wore the T-shirt and played. But for me, little things like the manager has been at the club for however long he has now. He doesn't even live in the city on the breaks. The first thing he does is jets off on a plane to Rotterdam, and Little things like that irk me because I think, do you know what, Klopp, he embraced the city and there was a togetherness with what you were watching. Now there's just a team of individuals all uploading like the Rolex watches and things like that. And I go, do you really care? They're on 16 defeats this season. 16. They've spent 450 mil. I've listened to our fans, obviously, come on and make excuses and go, oh, well, think of the money they generated. But it doesn't matter. It's £450 million. There's no style of play, lads. It's unfortunately, it's
he needs to get himself in the Wirral a bit more, doesn't he? Get himself at the Wirral.
That's it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Get on Matthew Street in Liverpool.
Get down Liverpool 1.
Down the Spoons. Imagine that.
Get down Liverpool 1. Get yourself having a bit of fun, a bit of pop.
Do you know what? It's a very good point that he makes. Klopp absolutely embraced the city and completely got the Liverpool culture about what it was to be a Liverpool manager.
Yeah.
And he absolutely galvanised everyone in that club. You saw it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you don't have to be a Liverpool fan to see it.
Yeah.
And he immersed himself.
He needs to get down Croxteth or something. A bit Runcorn. He needs to get over the other side of Runcorn Bridge.
What are the bars? Is Angel still there?
Yeah. Probably. I mean, there must be a few good gas. Yeah, Ross has gone very quiet. Right, still to come on the show, we've got Midnight Triv. We need your help. Help us out. 0371722 3344. Let's hear, though, from Luis Enrique. He's been speaking to the media. His team won 2-0 against Liverpool. He was asked why they continue to play attacking football when so many teams are now so defensive.
I cannot analyze the other teams. Every time has to choose as a manager the way he tries to play. I think Liverpool is one of the teams who plays better. They use the set pieces also in the same way, but this is not our style. We try to play the best football. We try to have fun with our supporters, trying to show them the way we play its offensive way, trying to create superiority in every part of the pitch, and that's our idea, that's our mentality. We never choose players by if they are tall or short. We try to play in our style. I can not judge the other teams. That's the difference. But I think Liverpool is a little bit different. Other teams in the Premier League who try to play all the time long and all the time with set pieces. But anyway, we are happy the way we play, and we're happy because our supporters are happy.
Yeah, that was Luis Enrique speaking there. His team are unbelievable, to be fair, and one of the only teams in Europe who are playing that way, that's for sure. Yep. Let's speak to European football expert now, Kevin Hatcher. All right, Kev?
Kev.
How are we, chaps? You well?
Yeah, we're good, Kev. Look, let's just go into the game tonight. PSG, we was asking the question, maybe they'd be a little bit disappointed it was only 2.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think they could have scored 4 or 5. I thought they were excellent. And Liverpool obviously lined up in a formation they wouldn't normally select. And, they might look at it saying they came away from the Parc des Princes with a 2-0. But the gulf between the two teams in so many aspects of the game looked absolutely enormous. PSG against Chelsea were very clinical. I thought they were better in this game than they had been against Chelsea in that first leg of the previous round. I thought they moved the ball incredibly well. The rotations were excellent. They caused Liverpool all kinds of problems. But Liverpool at the other end didn't really test them. Ugo Ekitike had a really poor night, looked really tired to me, I thought. And yeah, I know that people will look at the Anfield factor and can Liverpool turn it round, but I just can't see PSG not scoring in that second leg. And they do look really, really dangerous. And we saw this last season because post-Christmas, they started to really ramp it up and started to build momentum. And by the time they got to the final, reached a crescendo and crushed Inter. They're heading that way again.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The other game that was played tonight, Kev, didn't go the way that I think most people felt it would, but big decision on the just for half-time, with culminating in a red card, and then the resulting free kick, Alvarez scoring the free kick. Those 2 or 3 minutes there, massive in this tie.
Yeah, it changed the game because I actually thought first 35 minutes, Barca looked good. Thought Marcus Rashford was a real threat. Had a goal ruled out for offside. Had other opportunities. And as you say, Kubasi gets sent off, I think rightly, for bringing down Simeone. And they didn't really learn the lesson because Simeone, who's the son of the manager, Diego Simeone, scored a brilliant goal at the weekend against Barcelona with a ball through to him, having made a really strong direct run through the middle. And that was the case again here. And Kubasi brought him down. But in the second half, I thought Barcelona, with the 10 men, were excellent.
Yeah.
Actually, really took it to them. Rashford hit the bar. It was actually a brilliant save from Musso. When you looked at it again, he had another chance that he couldn't quite take, hit the side netting. And Lamine Yamal had some moments where he was absolutely terrific, but they got caught with a great cross from Ruggieri. Lovely finish by Slot. I wouldn't rule Barcelona out of it. I think they can go to the Metropolitano and win. I mean, they did that at the weekend in La Liga. So this one's not over, but it was a terrific Atletico performance.
Do you think Arsenal will be happy if they get Atletico?
Yeah, they would, because, of course, they've beaten them comfortably in the league phase.
Yeah.
The difference here, of course, is that you've got 2 games and you've got to go to the Metropolitano, and obviously Atleti would have had a look at Arsenal, and they might play it a different way. And funnily enough, even though Arsenal won that game comfortably, Julian Alvarez had a great chance at 0-0 that he wasn't able to take, and Atleti actually were playing okay until the first goal went in. So, yeah, it'd be an interesting one, but yeah, I think Arsenal would rather play Atletico than Barcelona.
Just on the other games, obviously from last night, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Real Madrid, they were disappointing because they lost the game, but actually had some really good chances. Just on Trent, got caught for the goal. But he created one as well. He had how are they taking to him in Spain?
Yeah, I think there's an acceptance of his quality. I think there's also an acceptance that he's had some injuries and he's missed a fair few games as a result of that. And I think we did see the good and the bad last night. I think you're right. I mean, I wouldn't just blame him for the goal, because I thought the goal was a really lovely Bayern move every time the ball carrier had options, and that's the kind of thing Bayern have been doing to teams all season. So yes, he gets caught, but there were some moments where he defended well. I thought his quality on the ball was exceptional at times. Some of the deliveries, obviously the cross for Mbappe, I thought was superb. The way he rattles it with pace, and that allows Mbappe to get that shot away, which Neuer still nearly saved. I thought Bayern were actually the better team by quite a distance. I know Neuer made those saves, and that can happen to you at the Bernabeu once Real Madrid get a bit of momentum and get that goal. But Bayern had a lot of moments where I thought they could have been a bit more clinical, could have made the right pass, could have made the right decision. And if they'd scored 3 or 4, I wouldn't have been massively surprised. I thought Elise was unbelievable.
Honestly, he's gone from strength to strength. I mean, everyone knew what he was at Crystal Palace, but this step up in class, he has adjusted and adapted, and he's very much. He's a hell of a player. I agree with you about Bayern Munich, and somehow Real Madrid are Arsenal in this time. Of course they are. But if all things go to plan, as we think they probably will, PSG getting past Liverpool and Bayern getting past Real, who wins that over 2 legs, Kevin? Or is it literally just too tight to call? Because they are, for me, the 2 best footballing sides in the Champions League right now.
It's a hell of a tie, right?
Yeah.
If you got PSG Bayern, I mean, that could be a final and would be a terrific final. And it was the final back in the COVID era, wasn't it? 2020. And Bayern were able to win it. Obviously, PSG are a much better team, I think, now than they were then. I do like this Bayern team. And I've been more and more impressed with them as the season's gone on, because I do think Kompany has looked at some of the flaws from last season. He's made them more aggressive physically. I think what you would see that we didn't see from Liverpool is I think you'd see Bayern's press get a lot closer to PSG, and they wouldn't be able to play the patterns in the way that, of course, they will have possession and they will have spells where they're playing wonderful football, no doubt about it. But I think the way, if you look how aggressive Bayern were last night at the Bernabeu, pressing high, making it really, really difficult for Real Madrid to play out, I think that would cause PSG a few problems. I mean, we're talking really tight margins, but I think I would back Bayern to go through over the 2 legs, but it'd be a mouth-watering prospect. It really would.
Kev, just on the games that are happening tomorrow, the English side's still in it, still going strong. Any upsets on the cards?
I mean, look, Forest have got their hands full with Porto because Porto have been going really, really well under Farioli. They're top of the Premier League, even though they dropped points, actually, at the weekend. They conceded a 99th minute equaliser. But I would have Porto as slight favourites in that. Bologna, you know, they are a test because they've been really up and down in Serie A. But Vincenzo Italiano, the coach, he knows how to, you know, tiptoe his way through a cup competition. You know, he got Fiorentina to multiple cup finals. He won the Coppa Italia with Bologna. And not a lot of people saw them going to Rome and knock out Roma in the previous round. So Villa are favourites to win that tie and favourites to win the whole thing for my money. But Bologna are no pushovers.
Okay. All right. Kev, you're an absolute star, matey. Thank you for coming on.
Cheers, Kev.
Cheers, chaps.
There's Kevin Hatchard there, European football expert. Up next, we're going to hear a mental story on the back pages involving Katie Price.